Manifesto for an Abortive Theater. In the confused period in which we live, a period full of blasphemy and the dull glow of endless denials, when artistic as well as moral values seem to be disappearing into an abyss the like of which has never been seen in any other intellectual period, I was indulgent enough to think I could create a theater, that I could at least do the groundwork for an attempt at resuscitating theater's universally scorned values. But the stupidity of some people and the bad faith and low viciousness of others have dissuaded me forever. The following manifesto is all that remains of that attempt. On January 1927, the Alfred Jarry Theatre will present its first production. Its founders are very much aware of the kind of despair launching such a theatre implies, and it was not without a kind of remorse that they make up their minds to do it. Let there be no mistake. The Alfred Jarry Theatre is not a business. That goes without saying. But that aside, it is an enterprise on which a certain number of individuals have staked everything. We do not believe, we no longer believe there is anything in the world that can be called theater. We do not see how that name fits any reality. A terrible confusion weighs down on our lives. We are undoubtedly in a very critical period from the spiritual point of view. We believe in all the threats of the invisible. We are fighting the invisible itself. We are wholeheartedly applying ourselves to unearthing a certain number of secrets. And what we want to expose is this mass of desires, dreams, illusions, and beliefs which have resulted in this lie no one believes in any longer, called, probably mockingly, the theater. We would like to manage to revive a certain number of images, obvious, palpable images that are not tainted with continual disillusionment. We are not creating a theatre so as to present plays, but to succeed in showing the mind's obscure, hidden, and unrevealed aspects by a sort of real physical projection. We are not aiming to create an illusion of things which do not exist, as was done heretofore, as has been done up to now in the theatre. On the contrary, we aim to make a certain number of scenes, indestructible, irrefutable images appealing directly to the mind, appear on the stage. The very objects, props, and scenes on stage must be understood in an immediate sense, without being transposed. They must not be taken for what they represent, but for what they really are. Production as such, the actor's movements, must be considered only as the visible signs of an invisible or secret language. Not one theatrical gesture must be void of the fatality of life and the mysterious happenings that occur in dreams. Whatever has a prophetic sense in life is like an omen, is echoed in intuition, arises out of a fertile error in the mind, will be found at any given moment on our stage. Our efforts will be understood to be all the more dangerous in that they are bristling with ambition. But we are not afraid of the void, and this idea must sink into people's heads. There is no vacuum in nature we believe the human mind incapable of filling, given the right moment. One can see what a terrible task we have set ourselves. We are aiming at nothing less than a return to the human or inhuman sources of the theatre, thereby to resuscitate it completely. What we would like to see sparkle and triumph on stage is whatever is a part of the mystery and magnetic fascination of dreams, the dark layers of consciousness, all that obsesses us within our minds. And we are prepared to sink in the effort, to expose ourselves to the ridicule of a colossal failure. Nor are we afraid of the kind of tendency our efforts represent. We consider theatre to be a true work of magic. We do not intend to appeal to the eyes, nor to the directive emotions of the soul. What we are attempting to create are psychological emotions of a certain sort, where the heart's most secret movements will be exposed. We do not think life in itself can be represented on stage, or that one should risk this. We are groping blindly towards this ideal theater. We partly know what we want to do and how we can accomplish this physically, but we believe that chance, a miracle, will occur and reveal to us all that we still do not know, that it will contribute all its profoundly superior life to this poor matter we insist on molding. Aside from the degree of success of our shows, those who come to our theater must understand they are participating in attempts at mysticism, through which an important part of the mind and consciousness may finally be saved or lost.